Yes, sister.
Okay. Sai Ram, Namaste. Good evening. गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम् वागर्ताविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्तप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते। राम 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 नाम तारकं राम 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 नाम तारकं राम कृष्ण वासुदेव भक्ति मुक्तिदायकं राम कृष्ण वासुदेव भक्ति मुक्तिदायकं जानकी मनोहरं सर्वलोकनायकं जानकी मनोहरं सर्वलोकनायकं शङ्करादिसेव्यमान पुण्यनाम कीर्तनं शङ्करादिसेव्यमान पुण्यनाम कीर्तनं राम 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 नाम तारकम् जय जानकी कान्त स्मरणं जय जय राम राम जय रुक्मिणी कान्त स्मरणं गोविंदा गोविंदा जय पार्वती कांत स्मरणं हर हर महादेवा आरव कीर्तनारंभत्तिले धिमिकिट वाद्यमृदङ्गं धिमिकिट वाद्यमृदङ्गं ब्रह्मानन्द करे ब्रह्मानन्द करे गजानन ताण्डव नृत्य करे गजानन ताण्डव नृत्य करे। Vedas are the spiritual pillars of Hinduism with a scientific approach. The earliest scientists were the rishis and the rishikas, who were superior beings with extremely superior intellect and powers. Vedas are believed to be apaurusheya, which means that they are not of human origin, and also anadi, which means we don't know the time of their origin. So the Vedas have been existing in space in the form of vibrations, and these rishis and the rishikas not only heard them, because they are called the shrutis. So they heard them, they also understood the meaning, they analyzed the Vedas and organized them into various branches, which are Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, and Atharva Veda. Each of these has 4 parts. The first part is called Aranyakas, which have rituals and observances. The second part is called the Brahmanas, which talk about commentaries on these rituals. The third is the Samhitas. They contain prayers, mantras, and the fourth is the Upanishads. The Upanishads contain philosophical narratives and dialogues. The rishis and the rishikas then became gurus and they imparted their Vedic knowledge to their disciples whom they deemed worthy. Now, initially, there was no gender bias to determine worthiness, but later, girls and women were completely denied this Vedic knowledge. So now humanity is grateful to Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba and a few others who opened the gates of Vedic knowledge to one and all, irrespective of gender, caste, and even nationality. I am a direct beneficiary because my long cherished desire to learn the Vedic chanting with its beautiful intonations was fulfilled when classes were conducted by talented and dedicated teachers here at the Bangsa Sai Centre in Kuala Lumpur. Let me now present a few lines from Purusha Suktam from Rig Veda. Purusha Suktam gives a description of the spiritual unity of the universe and the nature of Purusha, the cosmic being. Om Tachayyoravranemahe Gatum Yagyaya Gatum Yagyapadaye Daivi Swastirastu Naha Swastirmanushebhyaha Urdhvam Jigatu Bheshajam Sham no Astu Dvipade Sham Chatushpade Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. While chanting the Vedic mantras, we need to follow certain rules. What are they? We should not be speeding up. So speeding is not allowed. So there is an appropriate speed which we should maintain. The next thing is pronunciation. Every letter and every word should be pronounced clearly and correctly. And the intonation, that is going up and down or elongating something or shortening of the sounds, should be adhered to. And the mantras should not be mumbled in low tones, but we should chant in the appropriate volume and pitch. And we should not keep shaking our head. Some people move like this while chanting any shloka or mantra. That should be avoided. And they also do hand gestures or shake their heads. So those movements should be avoided. And we should not be singing in any particular tune because there's a particular meter and we have to maintain that. Yes, Samaveda is musical and that has to be sung in a tune, but there is a particular tune for that. So we should adhere to that and not sing in any tune of our choice. Okay. So, and we should also understand what we are chanting. If we follow all these rules, then the benefits of Vedic chanting are manifold. Vedic chanting improves the physical and mental health of a person by regulating the level of hormones in the body, the heart rate, the breathing patterns, the blood circulation, blood pressure, the functioning of the nerves, all these. Plus, you know, we all have energy centers in our body called the chakras. So the chakras need to be in balance. So their harmony is also maintained or regulated by the Vedic chanting. When all this happens, that is when every cell, tissue, organ systems, the whole body, when everything is good, then our memory also improves and our concentration improves, our focus is good, and it also soothes and calms the nerves. And so, if we are in some kind of tension or stress, we get relief from that. And so, we can say bye bye to any kind of depression. If a person is already in some kind of depression, Vedic chanting will rid them of depression. Now, not only that, but when you chant, if suppose you yourself are not chanting, you are playing it through any instrument, what happens to the environment, to the surrounding? It creates positive vibrations. And these vibrations will clean the atmosphere. It will make it pure and drive away all the negative forces and energies. So overall, an atmosphere of happiness and bliss is created. Well, I said if you understand the meaning, the best benefits. But if you don't, it's okay. Something is better than nothing, right? I have a friend here in KL. She is a dedicated Sai devotee. She does not know the language Sanskrit because these mantras are all in Sanskrit. In spite of that, she realized that she was able to understand the meaning of Rudram and Chamakam. She chants these mantras beautifully, and she also understands them without knowing the language, which is, I think, remarkable. I have a feeling there is some other connection here which we are not able to understand. She told me that her father in law, at some stage of life, was not able to recognize his own family members, and often he would get agitated and shout. During those times, if my friend chanted some Vedic mantras or if she played the mantras in his presence, as soon as Om started, he would sit down calmly and quietly. So my friend strongly feels that Vedic chanting touches the soul. Let me now present the first verse from Devi Suktam, also from Rig Veda. Om Aham Rudrebhirvasubhishcharamyahama Dityai Vishvadevaihi Aham Mitra Varuno Bhavidharmyahamin Dragni Aham Ashvino Bha. It means, I am in the presence of learned people and I support the day, the night, the sun, moon, fire, and all the celestial bodies. Of course, needless to say, for anything to work, we need patience and faith. Yes, patience. We can't just do the chanting for 2 days or 3 days and then expect some magical changes. You need to wait, give it time. So have patience and faith. Faith is a very powerful tool to have. It boosts our confidence level, energizes us, and enables us to achieve our goals. Now, let me tell you a short and sweet story from the cradle tales of Hinduism. This is about the faith of a child in his mother and the mother's faith in God. Some of you may have heard it or read it perhaps. In a village lived a single mother with her little son. She wanted to send her son to school, but there was no school in her village. She found out that to reach the nearest school, a forest had to be crossed. She was determined to send her son to school. So she took the child to the school, admitted him, bought him new uniform and school bag, everything, and returned home. From the next day, she won't be able to go with the child because she had to work. So she said to her son, "My dear child, from tomorrow you have to go by yourself because I have work to do. Be brave, okay? You will definitely enjoy your school." The child said, "Ma, but there is a forest on the way. How will I cross the forest all alone?" The mother said, "That's nothing. If you're scared, just call out to Krishna." The child said, "Krishna?" The mother said, "Yes, just call out to Krishna. He will come and protect you. Okay? Don't be scared. My baby is very brave, right?" The child had complete faith in his mother, so he believed. The next day, he happily set off to school. The mother, of course, prayed to Krishna in her mind to protect her child. The child was fine till he reached the forest. Once he was inside the forest, he suddenly started feeling scared. And he remembered what his mother had said. So he said, "Krishna, Krishna, my mother said that if I call out your name, you will come. Krishna, where are you? I'm scared, Krishna, come." And lo and behold, from nowhere, suddenly a cowherd boy appeared and he accompanied the child. He talked to him, told him so many jokes until they crossed the forest. Now, this continued for several days. One day, the mother, who had been wondering all this while, the child hasn't come and said anything about it and he seems to be enjoying his school. Let me ask him. So she asked the child, "So, how is school and how is it that you're managing so fearlessly?" And now the child related everything. He said, "This is how Krishna has been accompanying me." And now the mother just could not believe her ears. Yes, she had faith in God. She knew Krishna would protect her son, but she did not expect that he would come in person and accompany the child. So, the child's faith in his mother was stronger than the mother's faith in God. So, God had to come in the form of Krishna to uphold the faith of the child. Yeah? Krishna, Krishna, Yadu Sai Krishna. Krishna Krishna Yadu Sai Krishna Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava Krishna Krishna Yadu Sai Krishna 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 Yadu Sai Krishna Murali Manohara Krishna Murari Murali Manohara Krishna Murari Krishna Murari Sai Murari Krishna Murari Sai Murari Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava Krishna Krishna Yadu Sai Krishna 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 Yadu Sai Krishna. We can worship God in any form, not just Krishna, because the Vedas say, Ekam Satyam Vipraha Bahudha Vadanti, which means the truth is but one, and the Brahmanas call it by various names. The philosophy and the prescriptions from the Vedas show an evolution from worship of the forces of the nature to the recognition of one supreme spirit, the Brahman, and correspondingly the evolution from dependence on the favors of the gods to self-mastery. Okay, what is Brahman? Brah means to grow, to expand, the greatest. So Brahman is God in many forms and God the formless at the same time. So Brahman is the universal spirit, the ultimate reality, pure consciousness, the one existence, the absolute. Our Upanishads say that Tvam Asi, you are Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. All this is Brahman. So the Vedas cannot show us Brahman because we are that already. So what can they do? The Vedas can only help to take away the veil that is hiding the truth from our eyes. So the first veil to vanish is ignorance. And when that is gone, the desire goes, selfishness ends, and then the misery disappears. But to reach that goal, we all have to pass through various stages of worship and faith. Yes, we are back to faith. Faith, indeed, is very powerful. It is so powerful that it makes miracles happen. Yes, you heard me right. Miracles. Now, let me share with you some of the experiences of a few of my relatives and friends. In early 1989, I moved to Bahrain from India after my marriage. There I met a very sweet and loving couple. They were like godparents to many of the expatriate families. They always went out of their way to help anybody. And they were fondly addressed as Mama and Mami. The same year, that is 1989, on 18th August, suddenly Vibhuti started pouring out of the picture of goddess Sri Rajarajeshwari in Mama Mami's prayer room. And Mama and Mami were quite surprised at this, and they wondered why it was Vibhuti and not Kumkum, because it was the picture of a goddess. And the very next day, Kumkum started pouring out of the picture of goddess Varalakshmi in their prayer room. And then some Sai devotees told them that Baba's blessings come in this manner. And from then on, they became Sai devotees. Annaye Sai Ma Anudinam Torude Adara Valitidumai Annaye Sai Ma Anudinam Torude Adara Valitidumai Annaye Sai Ma என்னை காத்து இன்பமருள உன்னையன்றி யாருளரம்மா என்னை காத்து இன்பமருள உன்னையன்றி யாருளரம்மா உன்னையன்றி யாருளரம்மா சாயிமா அனுதினம் தொழுதே ஆதரவழி திருப்பாய் அன்னையே சாயிமா. From that date, that is 18th August 1989, for 18 months, that is until 18th February 1991, such occurrences continued to happen in Mami's house in some form or the other. For instance, if they kept offerings like coffee or brinjal dish or any food item in front of Baba's picture, it would disappear from the container. That meant that Baba was actually accepting the offering. And if there were days when it did not disappear, then Mami would put that dish in the fridge and it would disappear from the fridge. Their friends visited them and actually saw these happenings. One day, Mama and Mami celebrated the birthday of the grandchild of their relative in their house. Many people had come to attend the party. The child naturally got several gifts. After dinner, they all sat down to open the gifts. When they ripped open the wrapping paper of one gift, and you know what they saw? This gift was a magic slate, and on this the word Om was written. The person who had given this gift was also sitting there, and she was wondering because she had not written it. So how did the Om word appear there? So Mama and Mami kept this magic slate in their prayer room in front of Baba's picture. Every day, some alphabets would appear, some numbers would appear. One day, Mama and Mami bought a wall hanging carpet with the picture of Mecca on it, and they put it in there in the prayer room. And on this magic slate, the word Allah appeared in Arabic script. On another occasion, Mama and Mommy had kept some new clothes of theirs and some friends in front of Baba's picture. And that day happened to be the birthday of one of their friends. And after a while, they noticed that only the clothes belonging to the person whose birthday it was had been blessed with kumkum smeared on it. One day, four saints, Guruji and a few of his disciples from Swaminarayan temple in Ahmedabad, they came to Bahrain. They visited Mama Mami's house and they expressed their desire to conduct some prayers in their house. Mama Mami were very happy to say yes. After they had conducted the prayers, they said they wanted to organize a bhajan session. So Mama Mami did that. They invited many of their friends. Those days, you see, if there were bhajans held in anyone's house, you didn't need any invitation actually. If you came to know that there were bhajans being held, you could just walk in to their house. It was an open invitation. So lots of people had come to attend the bhajans. When the bhajan session was going on, suddenly from the picture of Baba, honey started pouring. Everybody was astonished. And Mama and Mami took that honey into a bowl and they started distributing it with a spoon to all the devotees as prasadam. And the honey kept on getting replenished in that bowl. So the bowl was now like an Akshay Patra. Atma Rama Ananda Ramana Atma Rama Ananda Ramana Achyuta Keshava Sai Narayana Achyuta Keshava Sai Narayana Bhava Bhaya Harana Vandita Charana Bhava Bhaya Harana Vandita Charana Raghukula Bhushana Rajiva Lochana Raghukula Bhushana Rajiva Lochana Adinara Yana Ananta Shayana Adinarayana Ananta Shayana Sachidananda Shri Sai Narayana Sachidananda Shri Sai Narayana Atma Rama Ananda Ramana. Once, an official meeting had been set up for Mama at the Bahrain airport lounge with an Iranian, that is a Muslim from Iran. Because this Iranian did not get Bahrain visa, and so the meeting was at the airport lounge. While the meeting was going on, suddenly this Iranian complained of severe chest pain, and Mama quickly called an ambulance and rushed him to the nearest hospital. In the hospital, an injection was given to this Iranian and his life was saved from heart attack. The doctor then advised the Iranian not to travel for 7 days. So now Mama organized visa for him. Mama, Mami are such kind souls. They invited this Iranian to their house and said, we will take care of you for 7 days. So the Iranian came to their house and as soon as he entered, he saw Baba's picture in their hall and he exclaimed, I am also a Saibaba devotee. And it is indeed Baba's blessings that I am alive today. And Mama Mami felt that this was yet another Baba's Leelas. One day, footprints of Baba appeared on the cloth in front of Baba's picture. You see, in Mama Mami's house, in the hall, they had reserved a chair specially for Baba. A saffron robe was put on it and Baba's picture was kept. And there was another cloth right in front of the chair. And on this cloth, they noticed footprints of, as if Baba had come walking there. Mama and Mami felt that this is some kind of calling. They thought Baba is asking them to come to Puttaparthi because they had never visited Puttaparthi before. So Mama and Mami went to Puttaparthi and they had Baba's blissful darshan. Once some friends called from Canada and said to Mama Mami that they had organized Paduka Puja at Puttaparthi, but due to some reason they were unable to travel to Puttaparthi. So they requested Mama and Mami to participate on their behalf, and they also said, please take some offering for Baba on behalf of the Canada Samiti. So Mama and Mami said okay, and then they started thinking what offering to take. After deliberating for quite a while, they decided to take some pillow covers, white bed sheets, and disposable syringes. When they went to Puttaparthi, they saw there was a hall there where everybody was supposed to place their offerings. The devotees were allowed into the hall one by one so that everybody doesn't see what each person is bringing as the offering. When it was Mama Mami's turn to enter the hall, they went in and they saw that the rest of the offerings were all chocolates, sweets, saffron robes, nothing like what they had brought. Pillow covers, bed sheets, and disposable syringes. Nevertheless, they placed them on one side, then they walked out of the hall, and they were still feeling uncomfortable. They were not sure whether they had done the right thing. But the next day, when Baba came to give his talk, the first thing he mentioned was that it is so much better to offer pillow covers, bed sheets, and disposable syringes, which will be helpful for the patients in the hospitals run by the Sai Centre in Puttaparthi, rather than giving chocolates or sweets. So Mama Mami were immensely satisfied, and they realized that it must be Baba himself who planted this idea into their minds. मेरा मुझ में कुछ नहीं, जो कुछ है सो तेरा, तेरा तुझको सौंप दिया, क्या लागे शिव शंकर को मन में धार, हो जाएगा बेड़ा पार। साई शंकर को मन में धार, हो जाएगा बेड़ा पार। साई शंकर को मन में धार, हो जाएगा बेड़ा पार। साई शंकर को मन में धार, हो जाएगा बेड़ा पार। साई शंकर को मन में धार, हो जाएगा बेड़ा पार। पत्ता पत्ता जिसके सहारे, हो जा तू भी उसका प्यारे। पत्ता पत्ता जिसके सहारे, हो जा तू भी उसका प्यारे। महादेव भव सागर से नैया पार उतारे, महादेव भव सागर से नैया पार उतारे। प्रीत के मोती कोई लूटे ना लुटेरा, शिव शंकर को मन में धार, हो जाएगा बेड़ा पार। Sai Centre ko man mein dhar, ho jayega beda par, ho jayega beda par. After retirement, Mama and Mami decided to move to Chennai, and they wanted to travel to Kuwait before they did that. So they went to Kuwait. On their way back, they had to pass via Bahrain. So their flight from Kuwait landed in Bahrain one evening. The same night was their connecting flight to Chennai. What happened was, suddenly there was so much rush at Bahrain airport. All the flights were fully booked. There were no seats available for Mama Mami to travel to Chennai. Now, Mama's elder brother, who was taking care of Mama's mother in Chennai, had to travel overseas the following day. So he was waiting for Mama and Mami to arrive so that he could travel. And there were no seats in the flight. What to do? Mama and Mami were worried. They sat in the airport. But they had faith in Baba. So for 3 hours, they chanted Baba's name. Om Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Babaya Namaha. Om Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Babaya Namaha. Om Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Babaya Namaha. Lo and behold, just before the flight could take off, an airport assistant came running to Mama and Mami and said, 2 seats are available. Do you want to travel? And Mama and Mami said, of course. And they rushed to the flight, took their seats, and managed to reach Chennai. So the following day, Mama's brother could travel to overseas. A few years after Mama and Mami had moved to Chennai, Mama had to undergo heart surgery and he needed 6 units of AB negative blood group. This was not available in the hospital. None of their friends or relatives had AB negative blood group. Mama was in ICU. The surgeon said, unless AB negative blood group arrives, unless I get 6 units of that blood, I cannot start the surgery. Mami was worried. At that time, 3 young men approached Mami in the hospital and said, we have come from Puttaparthi. Do you need any help? So Mami said, yes, I need help. I need 6 units of AB negative blood group. My husband is in ICU. He needs, he has a heart condition. So one of the young men took out a piece of paper from his pocket and handed it to Mami. Mami opened this paper. Do you know what was written on this paper? There were names of 12 people with their contact details, and all of them were AB negative blood group donors. Mami thanked them and thanked Baba in her heart and called 3 people from that list, a Hindu, a Muslim, a Christian. All 3 of them came quietly and donated their blood. And before Mami could thank them, 2 of them left. The third was a young lady, and she said to Mami, how did you get our contact details? Because we have not registered anywhere as blood donors. Now, what do you say to this? Amazing, is it not? Mama and Mami are fine and they are well settled in Chennai. They are ardent Sai devotees and they consider their blessings as Baba's grace. He Sai Ranga, He Panduranga, He Sai Ranga, He Panduranga, Karuna Taranga, Hridayantaranga, Ranga Ranga, Jaya Ranga Ranga, Shri Ranga Ranga, Jaya Ranga Ranga, Ananda Ranga, Sadananda Ranga, Ananda Ranga, Sadananda Ranga, Karuna Taranga, Hridayantaranga, Karunaantaranga, Hridayantaranga, Shri Sai Ranga, Shri Panduranga, Shri Sai Ranga, Shri Panduranga. One of my cousins and her husband have been Sai devotees for the past several years. She had been praying that her younger son, who is a devoted sevak of Sai, that he should get a wife who would understand his devotion and sincerity. So she registered her younger son's horoscope in the matrimonial section. One day she got a call from a person. He said that his daughter's horoscope was matching my cousin's son's horoscope, and whether he could come to their house for some preliminary talks. So my cousin and her husband said, yeah, sure, please, you're welcome. When this person entered my cousin's house and saw that a huge picture of Baba was hanging in their hall, he remarked, so you are also Sai devotees? And my cousin and her husband were so excited because saying that you are also Sai devotees meant that perhaps he himself was a Sai devotee and maybe his daughter too. And yes, that turned out to be true. My nephew is now happily married to this girl, and they have two sweet daughters who are also devoted to Baba. My cousin's husband, during his early 50s, he had some major health problem, but my cousin and her husband strongly believed that he could still lead a very good life for more than 23 years after that health setback. They thank Baba for his blessings. I have a friend who studied in a college in Puttaparthi, established by Baba. So for 3 years, he was in touch with Baba on a daily basis. He saw him walk, talk, interact with devotees. He saw him perform miracles. He saw him guiding people. He saw the way he helped people. And whenever my friend had any doubts, Baba found different ways to clear them. In fact, my friend had felt Baba's presence even before he enrolled in this college, and that was when he had not even thought of going to this college. It was as if Baba was saying, come and study in this college. And when he was there in the college, there were times when Baba helped him heal from physical sickness and gave him mental peace. And when it was time for him to leave, that is when he finished the 3 years of study there, he was thinking, what do I do next? And at this juncture, Baba guided him properly and told him what action to take for his bright future. And my friend, he does not view Baba as just some miracle man. He strongly feels that Sri Satya Sai Baba works on different planes. Well, we all make our judgments based on our knowledge, our experiences, beliefs, and faith. Now let us all make an attempt to spread Baba's message of universal love and happiness all around us. And let us help each other as much as possible. Let me now conclude with a few verses from Narayana Upanishad. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It means, let us be protected together, be nourished together. Let us perform great deeds together with vigor, and let us study with brilliance and without hostility. May Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba shower all of us with his blessings. Mangalam Shubha Mangalam Nitya Jaya. Mangalam Shubha Mangalam Nitya Jaya. Mangalam Shubha Mangalam. Thank you. Sai.
Fantastic session, Madhavi. Sister Madhavi, fantastic session.